And of course, we are now just hours away from Election Day, and Washington's National Guard is now on standby to assist law enforcement if needed, and several other states are following suit.
Shannon Mowdy is digging into the decision and what it means as you cast your vote. Shannon?
Yeah, Governor Jay Inslee made the call Friday. Some members of the state's National Guard are on standby as of today. Inslee called it a proactive step, but one we have never seen in recent history. Washington state is far from alone in preparing for the potential of violence.
Around the nation, approximately 60 National Guardsmen from 6 states have been activated by their state governors and state active duty status for election support.
With warnings from Homeland Security, threats to election infrastructure are still high. Governor Jay Inslee wants troops at the ready.
Why not be extra safe to have more eyes and ears keeping an eye out?
Professor Sarah James says voters may not see a difference Tuesday.
This doesn't mean that the National Guard is going to go kind of like form a line in front of, polling places.
But the move may be a first before an election. National Guard spokesperson Karina Chagrin says troops were activated to support State Patrol in Olympia following January 6th and also traveled to the nation's capital for the 2021 inauguration. But when I asked if there's been an activation for an election pre-January 6th, Chagrin wrote she didn't track one in recent history.
You'd be hard-pressed to say the attacks on the Capitol are not on everyone's minds right now.
James says since governors are responsible for state safety, the move makes sense.
I think it's just smart governing to, be preemptive and think about what are the range of possible scenarios.
Scenarios the state's already seen play out, with arsons burning up ballot boxes in Vancouver and nearby Portland, Oregon. Knowing threats and rhetoric can turn to violent action, the nation and its capital's windows are braced for any outcome.
I think this kind of sowing seeds of doubt about electoral processes when we have no evidence of that being true does feel really new and concerning. And again, that might be all the more reason to kind of have a more advertised, more obvious activation of the National Guard.
And Washington's National Guard told me there is no intelligence to suggest its men and women may be needed, but they want them readily accessible if they are needed. The standby activation runs through midnight on Thursday. Shannon Mowdy, KREM 2 News.